I'd like to share with you the power of the unconscious mind in looking at creating change, in looking at therapy, helping yourself and others to release those limitations that have been holding them back, to release those patterns, those addictions, those behaviors. It is through the unconscious mind that all change can happen. We can work at change consciously. We can change our thoughts. We can change the way that we are working in the world or living in the world by thinking different thoughts about imagining different things. But that's all conscious work. That's all work that we need to pay attention to do. And from my perspective, change is not worthwhile unless it's automatic, unless it's unconscious, unless it happens without your overview, without your working at it. And so if you look at this, this therapeutic model, this is a model that you'll be able to understand how the process of change takes place. So information comes in, both internally, we think thoughts, have feelings, and externally, stuff happens from outside, things we see, hear, feel, smell, taste. We're receiving over 2 million bits of information every second. And that information comes in and goes through our unconscious mind, and our unconscious mind filters the information. Another way of looking at our unconscious mind is it's our personality. It's what makes us different than those around us. Our personality, the way we view the world, sometimes we call that our model of the world, is our unconscious mind. And so let's look at what it is in the unconscious mind that, that processes this information. Well, first off, the information in our unconscious mind is stored in relationship to our past experiences. We have all kinds of experiences in the past, and out of those experiences, we make decisions. We decide this is the way the world is. We develop our model of the world. We create our beliefs and our values. And we create our deep structure. And so it is through our past experiences that all of the other things are created, our beliefs, our values, our meta model, which is a part of our deep structure, and our meta programs. Those are both things that we're going to be learning about over the training of the understanding the unconscious mind. Those things, those three things, or I'm sorry, 5 things, create our filters. And they do 3 things. They distort, delete, and generalize the information. So that's why 5 different people, 2 different people, 100 different people can experience the same event, and each person has a different reading on the event because we're distorting, deleting, and generalizing based on our personality, based on our past experiences and our generalizations. So, for example, if you look at a phobia, a person that's phobic of something, let's say it's phobia of cats, when they see a cat, it triggers those past memories of being scared by cats, and it triggers that belief cats aren't safe, and it causes us to respond in a fearful, phobic way. So the information comes in, it goes through our filters, which is our unconscious mind. It distorts, deletes, and generalizes that information. And we have a thought. So we think in 3 major ways. We think through pictures, we think through sounds and words, and we think through feelings or sensations in our body. So we have a series of thoughts. At the same time, we also have an emotional response: happy, sad, bored, angry, hurt. We have an emotional response, and we have a physiological response. We have a certain physiology. And so every moment of every day, we're experiencing thoughts, emotions, and physiology. And those three things are interconnected. And it's those three things that most of our self-help processes are based on. We work with changing our thoughts, doing affirmations, doing visualizations. We work on changing our emotions, reading a good book or going to a good movie or hanging out with friends or whatever to shift our emotional response. And we work with changing our physiology. We go to the gym, we jog, we do yoga, we do Pilates, whatever. We do some physiological things in order to change those other things. And so that's the process of self-help. Now, all of these things, these three things, our thoughts, our emotions, and our physiology, leads to our behavior. It leads to our behavior in the world outside. And it is in that behavior that we create the problems, that we live out the problems. It is that behavior that our client comes to change. They don't want to be behaving in that way anymore. They want to be different. And so if we look again at this model as a whole, what happens in the model? What happens in the model is that we have that internal or external event comes in. So there's some kind of trigger. Something happens that triggers our thoughts. So we have a past, triggers our past experiences, our beliefs, our values, our meta model, our meta program. And so it goes into our unconscious mind. We distort, delete, and generalize it. So let's say it's that phobia of cats. After the change takes place, we release the emotions. So we clear the emotions on that past experience. So all those past experiences where there used to be fear of cats is now gone. It's now cleared out. So that when you see a cat now, the person sees a cat or thinks of a cat, it goes through those filters and there's no longer any filter that cats are dangerous. There's no longer any fear. So the thought is, that's interesting, it's a cat. And the emotional response is, oh, this is okay, I'm comfortable. And our physiology relaxes. And our behavior is to just go about our day. So it is in shifting the filters of the unconscious mind and shifting those distortions, deletions, and generalizations that true therapy takes place.